Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
He disappeared over 65 million years ago. Now he's back. From the Bedrock Studios at WJOB in Hammond, it's T-Rex Live.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth? Huh? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth?
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth?
Why don't you answer him?
He's talking pig Latin. I don't know what he's saying.
He's asking you if you swear.
No, but I know all the words.
How about face?
I won't do it. He don't pay my salary. It's a guy with a beard. I'll get up.
Is the situation how Obama and Romney addressed the current student loan program. So let's just dive into it. This will be our first topic this first hour. Chances are you know somebody who has student loan debt. 2/3 of all college graduates leave school with student loans. The average balance is about $26,600 per student. Last year, outstanding student loan debt reached $1 trillion. Both President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney have addressed the rising cost of college on the campaign trail. Unfortunately, to Jason Delisle, director of the New America Foundation's Federal Education Budget Project, that is a lengthy group title. Neither Obama nor Romney's proposals to lower the student debt will work. When asked what he will do for students, Romney is quick to point to the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship, the program he established as governor of Massachusetts. The program pays the 4-year tuition fees for the top 25% of high school performers if they are enrolled full-time in Massachusetts public college or university. Jason Delisle tells the Daily Ticker that this plan is not viable. I'm not entirely sure that it would be a model fit for the country, he says. There's a certain culture around these student programs. They are to provide open access and not necessarily direct aid to certain types of students based on their performance. Obama's proposal to lower student loan debt centers on the Income-Based Repayment Plan, the IBR. The initial plan was passed under George W. Bush administration in 2009. The IBR allowed college graduates to spend just 15% of non-discretionary income on student loan repayments with complete loan forgiveness after 25 years. President Obama amended the program in 2010 so that graduates only spend 10% of the non-discretionary income on loan repayment and granted forgiveness after 20 years. The new rules are scheduled to go into effect in 2014, but the White House wants to implement the updated program by the end of this year. Jason Delisle and Alex Holt have published a paper examining the effects of Obama's new proposal, and the results aren't that very promising. The study found that under the new IRB rules, there is no extra cost in borrowing an additional dollar after a student loan debt exceeds $60,000, regardless of salary. This is the more you borrow, the more you can have forgiven, explains Delisle. The provision doesn't really have any safeguard so that someone earning a substantial income wouldn't be disqualified from getting loan forgiveness. For an example, a law student with $120,000 in debt and starting salary of $65,000 might have $160,000 forgiven after the 20-year mark. On the other hand, you have the Obama administration talking about the spiraling cost of tuition and that they have a plan to keep tuition low and stop the growth or slow the growth. But this goes in a complete different direction, according to their current plan. So he's backpedaling. Hello, caller.
How you doing, T-Rex?
Hey, MX. What's up, brother?
Well, you know what?
Hmm.
I'm not going to blame Romney or Obama.
All right.
I think if you could pick their mind, they'd want to dump the college program altogether. I mean, as far as the second you get out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
you should go to a trade school for CPA, orthopedic surgeon, or a nurse. I think college is like a benchmark. They hit you with all this math, all this history you'll never use, and then I never went, so I can't really tell you.
All right. Go ahead.
But I did go to trade school,
Mm-hmm.
and they hit you with a ton of math, just to see if you're worthy enough to teach you the triangulation, because I was a layout man
Mm-hmm.
in a blueprint shop.
Right.
So, as you read my post before,
Yep.
it costs money for the college program,
Oh yeah.
football program.
Sure.
And the deans ain't, the money they're making is outrageous.
Oh yeah.
So I do believe if you could read Romney and Obama's mind,
Mm-hmm.
I think there ought to be another system because people are getting shorted due to other people making money, and it just seems that way anymore.
And this is serious business. You know, you got the future of the country here, in a sense, at stake. You know, you want kids who are well educated to take over when it's time to take over. But this presents a real big issue here as far as the desire to go to college. Because at the moment, the current overall debt for student loan, and that's encompassing the nation, is $1 trillion. It's more money than I'll see in my lifetime. And probably yours too. Now, I'm not, no one is a big fan of loans. I'm not. I had to do it too. And it stinks. I hated taking out loans. Because it slows everything down. You know, you're hoping that to get out of college and start working, and you won't have to worry about money, that you'll have work waiting for you when you get out, and then that doesn't happen, so you have to stay in school, or you choose to better yourself a little bit more, so you have to go take more school, and you know, there's all tons of excuses and reasons. But like I was telling you, college nowadays is becoming more and more like a luxury. It's going to be treated as such. For those who are capable, financially better off perhaps, or even not so much financially, but just flat out smart, you know, like Romney's saying, the top 25% will be able to go. But what about everybody else? Under Romney's plan, that excludes the middle class as well as the lower class. So what are they supposed to do? Go to community college? Now, MX chimed in about going to a trade school. And, hey, that's definitely an option. You can't rule it out as one. But even then, that's kind of rough. You still got to grab some money for that. You know, you can't just walk in the door. Things are different nowadays, and it's rougher for kids. You know, I mean, you go through college hoping to land a job, and you go through all the necessary loops, and you end up and you accrue this debt because you had to take out loans because it got to be too much, and then you're faced with this situation of, hey, you got to pay us back. I was talking with a guy the other day. He has a cousin or an aunt or somebody who has already been to college, got their associates, bachelors. I forget what it's in, but I think it might be accounting or maybe it was nursing. I forget right now, but irrelevant. The point is that they got these degrees under their belt already. But the question came up about them wanting to maybe go and further that education even more, that they wanted to maybe get their master's. When I was working at a retail shop a few years ago, before I started working here, I was talking to this couple who were talking about their oldest son, who I think he was in his 40s, 30s, or 40s. And they were talking about how he had gone to college. He got his associates, got his bachelor's, went and got his master's. And I think they said he went to engineering. I think it was an engineering degree. And he got his master's in engineering. Headed to Chicago, because they were around this area. They headed to Chicago, and everyone was turning him away. Because they just weren't hiring for that particular position at that time. And this is like 3 or 4 years ago. So this is like right as soon as the recession was really taking hold. And the son even came to the point where he was content with just taking a job that was below what he was qualified to do. And he tried, and I'm not saying he went to like a fast food chain or anything, but he went to jobs that were, you didn't have to have a master's degree to work there. And they turned him away because he was overqualified. And the mom and dad said that basically their son couldn't find any kind of work. He's overqualified for everything now. So that dovetails onto my first conversation in regards to whether or not you continue your college education. Is it worth it? Do you overqualify yourself for certain jobs or not? It's possible. It's crazy, but it's possible. It can be a challenge to continue it on, and that's something you got to really think about. I mean, you put in all the time, sweat, and energy into this educational degree, and whatever it's in, nursing, education, whatever, and you get that degree, the question you got to ask yourself is, as soon as you leave school, you're done. You're not going anymore. Is that degree going to really cover you or not?